Hey guys, Red here. Hope you're having a good holiday season, all that fucking jazz. Today I wanted to talk about why I think dating apps are pretty much useless. Now I know there's a handful of them out there, and maybe you've watched a couple of videos on this already, so I'm going to try and not keep this too repetitive and try not to repeat what a lot of other people have already said, but of course I'm gonna have to with some of it. So just bear with me. The three apps that we're going to be talking about today are Bumble, Tinder, and Hinge. Maybe you've heard of these ones. I'm sure you've heard of the first two. Maybe Hinge is the one that you haven't heard of. That one was a fairly new one that I installed on my phone and used for a while before I just deleted dating apps off my phone altogether. But let's start with the first one, Bumble. As I'm sure you all know, this is the one where you match with a woman. She's got to be the one that starts the conversation. And I can tell you right now, just based on my experience of being a dating coach, this is ass backwards of how things are in nature. 90% of the time, men are going to be the ones that initiate conversations, approach women, and start to build rapport. 90% of the time, men are going to be the guys, or men are going to be the ones that approach and start a conversation. That's just how it is. That's just a fact of nature. Bumble already kind of puts things at a weird, unnatural start. So the women have to initiate the conversation, and on this app especially, it's kind of annoying because these women can really filter you out. So even after they match with you, they'll give you like another intensive look over to be like, is he really worth my time? Can I really suck a lot of resources out of this guy or not? This app is heavily encouraging female hypergamy, but on one note, I feel like Bumble is more of an app that people go to for like relationships. I think it's less of a hookup app like Tinder is, and it's more of like a let's go find a relationship. But it's like the selection of women is relatively the same. I mean, they're all riding the carousel, so take your pick. But yeah, Bumble lets women filter men out by their education level, by their height, lets them filter you out by if you like to participate in like drinking or drugs or anything like that. So basically, right off the bat on Bumble, if you're not tall, dark, and handsome with endless pockets, fucking forget about it. And even if you are that guy, the only thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to get used for your socioeconomic resources, which is a given the female hypergamy and the way that women's attitudes are in the Western world. But the next app I want to talk about is Tinder. Everybody's heard of this app. This is definitely the hookup app, and I feel like this one's more useful for men because it's a lot easier for a hookup, a quick pump and dump on this one than other ones. There's a lot less filtering that goes on in Tinder. I mean, at least as far as I remember, the last time I had the app on my phone, there wasn't any sort of filters like there are on Bumble. Which is it works to the man's advantage if he uses it because it makes women have to go into investigator mode and have to do a little bit of digging on the guys that they find attractive. So, I mean, you can play it off as like you're someone you're not, or you can kind of play mysterious for a while and get what you want and then dip. But, you know how Tinder is. But real quick also, guys, I don't know how many people really know this because I don't see a lot of people actually talking about this, but with the rise in use of dating apps, the rise in STDs has also gone up. So if you are a MGTOW who for some reason still wants women validation or female attention in your life, and you are going to engage in like that risky type of shit nowadays, especially when you can be accused of anything and women are just believed. If you are going to engage in any of that risky activity, wear a fucking condom. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but I feel like I need to. Wear a condom. You don't want herpes, and you don't want a kid with a directionless thought. So let's put that there real quick. But anyways, a lot of times on Tinder, what you'll see in a lot of the females' profile is no hookups, just looking for friends. Or one of my favorites, Venmo me. Send me a pretty internet stranger money. Fucking entitled attention whores, if you ask me. Another couple of great bios I love to see on the hookup app are God, family, country. Yes, you're so religious and concerned with moral values and religious values that you're on a hookup app. You are so good, aren't you? Fuck out of here. Anyway, a couple other ones that that always crack me up is if my dog doesn't like you, I won't like you. Or I'll probably like your dog more than you. Fuck out of here. You fucking bitches are annoying. And let's not leave out all the fucking single mothers on this app that are more concerned with getting a dick appointment than they are with raising their fucking children, even though in their bio, all you see every time with these single mothers is the same fucking cliche line: my baby is my king, my child is my world, my life, my baby's a queen. Shut the fuck up. No one cares about your stupid ass kid. Like, oh my god. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but you know, most men can agree with me on that. Fucking single mothers need to get the fuck off these apps and raise their fucking children. Fuck out of here with your entitlement. Ugh. That and the daddy issues that are all over these apps. But anyway, without getting too far off on that tangent, let's move on to the next app, which is Hinge. And this one was a fairly new one, at least as far as I know. This one didn't pop up until kind of later in the game. And I had this one for a couple months before I deleted all the apps off my phone altogether. This one's very female oriented, and oh man, women can filter you out by fucking everything on this app. They can filter you out if you have kids, if you want kids, if you smoke, if you don't smoke, what your education level is, what your height is, what your skin color is. That's right, you can filter people out on this app based on ethnic background. But the one thing that all men have asked for on every fucking app is a feature to filter people out by weight. Now, I read a couple articles that OkCupid has this option, but it's like you have to pay for it. And if you're paying for a dating app, you're a sucker. You got suckered. But yeah, you can filter people out by fucking anything on this app except weight. So it's like, oh, you don't want to date people of this ethnic background? Oh, that's fine. But, oh, you don't want to date John Deere tractors and fucking bulldozers? That sucks. You're just going to have to swipe left on it anyway. So, I don't know. I get a little irritated with that because, like, I'm not a chubby chaser. I don't have a fat fetish. I know there's some dudes out there that do, but a vast majority of men are not chubby chasers and don't have fat fetishes. So this option should be available. And so that's kind of like my summary of those three apps. And I just want to say, you know, if you're trying to look for anything meaningful or worthwhile, don't use a dating app. I'd say that your best bet if you're trying to find anything meaningful or worthwhile is just learn how to communicate with people on a better level. Because if you learn how to communicate with people, you learn how to gauge their interest and their attraction in you and what you're talking about, you're going to be better off. And it's a lot easier to talk to people in person because, especially as men, you have a bit more of an advantage being in person than on these dating apps, because on these dating apps you're not able to use your charm and your humor and all that shit. It's things that generally help to win a woman over. You don't have that on the dating apps. So I'd say if you are one of those MGTOWs that's still purple pilled, or you just like doing pump and dumps and you want to have more of them, just brush up on your communication skills and you'll be fine. But I'd say as far as like trying to use any of these dating apps for a means of finding any sort of meaningful connection, I'd say you're probably not going to find it. And like I said, the rise in STDs has skyrocketed with the use of dating apps. So gentlemen, don't be a fool, wrap your tool. And I guess that's all I'm going to say for this video because it's starting to get a little too long. So thanks for tuning in. Of course, add your feedback in the comments below, any suggestions on future videos. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Again, I'm not going to have a schedule for content. It's just going to come out. Sorry. It's just going to come out as I feel like doing it, because that's what's going to keep me making it. If I put a schedule on it, I'm going to not want to do it because I know how I am. But anyway, guys, I hope you have a good holiday season. Don't get too angry at your female in-laws. It's just their nature. They can't help it. But anyways, guys, stay away from the blue pills, and thanks for having your red pill reality check today. Have a good one.